I want to start by going into a brief history of Roe v. Wade. Roe v. Wade was a case that determined a woman's right to abortion was implicit in the right to privacy protected by the 14th Amendment to the Constitution. So how did Roe v. Wade come about? Well, it all started with a woman named Norma McCorvey. Norma McCorvey was a Texas resident who became pregnant in 1969 after already giving birth to 2 children and putting them for adoption, and she sought out an abortion. Norma was referred to 2 Texas attorneys who were interested in challenging anti-abortion laws, attorney Linda Coffey and attorney Sarah Weddington. Although Texas District Court had previously ruled that the state's abortion ban was illegal because it violated a constitutional right to privacy, Henry Wade, the district attorney of Dallas County, stated he would continue to prosecute doctors who performed abortions. However, because of Wade's refusal to adhere to the district court policy, the case eventually made its way to the Supreme Court. And in 1973, the decision made in Roe v. Wade changed the course of history for women nationwide. However, in light of recent events, history has taken a turn for the worse.
Years of a legally enshrined right to abortion in the United States has been brought to an end after the country's Supreme Court decided to overturn its landmark ruling made in 1973.
Week that this decision would come, and so it is interesting to see as the crowd continues to grow now that the decision has come through, and we'll continue to talk to people on the ground, especially as we know that the president had previously said prior to the decision coming down that he was hoping that Congress would take action to restore Roe.
Officials tell us that the president will start to lay out what he feels that the Biden administration can do to try to preserve the ability to get an abortion for as many women in the country as
On June 24, 2022, the Supreme Court overturned the landmark decision that was Roe v. Wade. However, there are 2 sides to the argument of abortion. Those who are pro-life support the restrictions placed on abortion and even the complete ban of abortion.
So what does this mean for you today?
This means everything. This is the moment that we have been working towards. This is a historic day. This is the first day that America is living in a post-Roe generation.
Roe v. Wade is going to go! We are dancing on the grave of Roe versus Wade. It's like taking Normandy Beach, and we will get to Berlin. We will make it a crime in all 50 states to kill a baby.
Those who are pro-choice support a woman's right to choose whether to get an abortion or not and want abortion to remain legal.
I'm so beyond livid at what is going on, and I'm going to turn my fear into anger. There will be no functioning society without women, and the women are pissed.
This decision!
More than a dozen Republican states have
here. For some reason, our Supreme Court has chosen to not protect American citizens' rights to choice.
This graph shows the percentage of Americans that are pro-life or pro-choice.
Question, do you think that this may not end with abortion rights?
So why should this matter to everyone? This ruling not only denies reproductive rights for millions of people, but also puts those part of the LGBTQ+ community at risk. The LGBTQ community relies heavily on reproductive health care. For example, lesbians and bisexual women who have been pregnant are more likely than heterosexual women to have an abortion, according to HRC's analysis of the 2017 to 2019 National Survey for Family Growth. And due to issues including abortion access barriers and healthcare mistreatment, over a third of transgender people who have been pregnant considered terminating the pregnancy themselves, and nearly 1 in 10 of them went through with the attempt. However, abortion is not only a political issue, but an economic issue. Today, there are still 656,000 fewer women in the workforce than there were pre-pandemic, according to the National Women's Law Center. But women in the workforce are essential to our economy. Caregivers are also essential to our economy. Overturning Roe v. Wade can impact women's abilities to take care of themselves and the children they have now or in the future. And approximately 60% of women in the U.S. who have abortions are already mothers, and approximately 1/3 of women seeking abortions say their reason for wanting to terminate the pregnancy is to care for the children they already have, according to a study in the Journal of Pediatrics. So, whose side are you on?